So an initial inquiry can come straight from the business's website. So we've got an open API that allows companies to link it back to their website, and that will then go into the system as an inquiry. It flows into a lead. So that lead would be given essentially a status of, is it live, sold, or is it lost? And again, you're then sort of running through to the point of becoming a live contract. And then there's some other steps, like we've got the internal diary. So for sales calls, survey appointments, where you can book demos for customer site visits. And then they're all color coded dependent on the type of booking that you're looking to make. So the scheduling of the installers is all done via this live scheduling system here. So you can drag and drop the jobs to anywhere you want in the schedule board as well, and it will give you a prompt to say, do you want to make that move? And then you can color code all of the job cards specific to product type.
How important is it to have that visibility right now while the market is just so busy?
You know, they're seeing all this work coming through and it's all great, it's all glossy, but then they're just trying to actually fathom out where each customer is in that kind of pipeline. And that's where they're struggling. And that's where, you know, things that we've introduced, like the status progression that I'll show you, has been a massive, you know, game changer for us. The idea of having all this data is fantastic, but potentially where is every customer in your system along that journey? You know, a bit like you were sort of saying earlier, you know, when you sort of have a load of sort of growth hitting your business, you know, how do you grow successfully? Well, having a CRM is fantastic, but it still means that you've got all these customers coming through it, and you still need to manage expectation and make sure you deliver a good experience. So when you've got various people managing that client's experience with various touch points, the idea is you create accountability at each step. It's more powerful in the operational end of the business, because typically, you know, this is where your customers are a lot more keen on obviously getting a good experience. You know, the sales end is, you know, you pretty much, you meet a customer, you build a relationship, you add value, you supply a quote, and you hopefully win the business. When you get into the point where they've committed money, they want to now start to see what you're really about. So inside a contract, if you build out the pipeline correctly to your own company, you can even be thinking about various key performance indicators that you might have. So in my business, we have, for example, a time parameter of how long they have to process an order. So we might say survey to order process needs to be done within, say, 2 weeks. So if we can then export that data out, and we can see that from that critical survey date here was the 1st of April, and then up here we're now at order processing and it's the 22nd of April, we know that this customer's potentially lagged in the pipeline, so we need to understand why. So it's a really great way, not just for getting customers, you know, a good experience, but also for using it for managing your staff as well. And now the other thing you can do, which is quite cool, is you can create tasks or emails off the back of a step. So let's say the goods have come into stock and you want to send the client an invoice. You can basically set a task that is automated off the back of that step, so that somebody in the business is then aware that that product's come into stock, and you want to then go and send them an invoice to get your payment. Tool for having a complete overview of where all your customers are in the buying cycle, and in turn allows you to grow and see that experience for your customer service level evolve in such a way where you feel you've got a better handle on where they are. I think it creates a lot of confidence with customers, and also helps improve the service level of the business to give that confidence back.
Thank you so much for that, Ryan. That was really, really helpful.